All right, guys, welcome along. We are going to go on to a glute focused Pilates style workout. Rest anytime you need to. Make sure you're warmed up. If you've come back from a walk or another workout, perfect to jump in. If you haven't, make sure to get some movement in, and we shall get started. So I want you to come to all fours. If you need to put your hands on something, like if you want to put little handles or dumbbells, or if you need to roll up your mat just to put the heel of your hand under, that'll be kinder on your wrists, but you should be okay as we go along. Make sure you warm up your wrists if you're more sensitive through them. So I want you to go hands under shoulders, knees underneath your hips, flattening out your feet if you can. So if you need to go here, that's fine, but you've a lot less grounding, so there's a less support for you. Whereas if you can flatten out your feet a little bit, you've a lot more connection with the floor, so you can be more balanced, we'll say. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips, pull your shoulders back and lift up out of them. Pull your belly button up into your body. So think abdominals on. So think ribs towards hips. All right, we are going bird dogs. I'm sorry, Anne. All right, so we are going to go with our opposite hand, opposite leg lifting. Option to leave your hand down if it doesn't suit. Right hand, left leg is going to inhale to extend, and your head will just follow as far as suits. And you exhale, pull your elbow and knee in. If you need to touch the floor, do. Otherwise, you pull up into your belly. Inhale to lengthen. Try not to drop the belly as you go here. And exhale to draw in and up. Inhale to go long. And exhale to pull in and up. Can we go 3 more? So people will tend to drop their belly a lot to try and lift higher. But when you're here, I want you to think about hamstring and glute. We've got 1 more. You're going to inhale long, and you're going to stay there if that suits. Think of both hips facing the floor, so try not to turn to the side. All right, option to put your hand down if you need to. And you're going to think about lifting your leg a little bit higher. Now, before you do it, pull your belly in a little bit more. Now, pulse your leg up for 10, 9, squeeze your bum, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it in and up, really up into that belly, and gently down. Take a little second. Woo. We go to the other side. So when we lift, think about the back of your body. Try not to drop your belly, to just lift your arse to the sky, because people will tend to do that because their leg gets higher. It's not about the height of the leg. It's about the connection into your hamstring and glute. So try feel that. All right. So this time it's our left hand, right leg going to work. Shoulders back, up out of your joints. Pull up through your abdominals. Right leg, left hand. We're going to inhale to lengthen. And just let the head follow. And exhale, draw in and up. Inhale to go long. Exhale, in and up. 4 more. For 3. And just not forcing the head anywhere. Leave it flow to where it feels good. Right, last one. Extend it back and hold. All right, so shoulders down your back and both hips are facing the floor. Reconnect into your abdominals, so pull them up a little bit more. Now we're going to pulse the leg up for 10, 9, 8. Think about your hamstring and glute. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it in and up. Really pull up through the belly and gently down and relax. Take a little second. Take a little child's pose if that feels good. And I want you to gently make your way back up when you're ready. Give the wrists a little roll. So we are going to stay here for another version. We're going to go for what I call half moons, but they're going to be glute focused lifts. If you need to go down on your elbows, you can, of course. It'll take pressure off your wrists. Your leg will just be higher purely because the angle of your body will be different. But the same idea, it's just that you're slightly lower in the front. So again, we're going to set ourselves up, hands under shoulders, shoulders back, up out of the joints. Draw in through your abdominals, so we don't want arses sticking up, so pull in through your abdominals, pull the bum in a little bit. All right, you can keep both hands on the floor and think hold the ground with your hands. Extend the right leg back and hold it, readjust your centering, and think both hips are facing the floor. You're going to lift your right leg up to tap the outside of the right of your mat and lift back up and over. Try and tap the left side of your mat. Up and over to tap the right and up and over to tap the left. Now, think of your leg being long and strong. Think of your glute and your hip joint working to lift and move the leg. Think of your hamstring also connected. Can we go for 5? For 4, think of both hips facing the floor as best you can. For 3, a little bit of movement is fine. For 2, last one, stay here to the left. So we should all be to the left side of our mat. Can we pulse the leg up for 10? 9, feeling a little bit of inner thigh and hamstring come into play here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back up and over to the outside. Now, can we externally rotate the leg a little bit? So think turn your knee towards the sky a little bit. Pulse your baby toe up for 10, 9. Center yourself as best you can. Pull up through your abdominals. 5, 4. Think outside the glute, abductor area. 1, leg back up, back to center. Bring it down and take a little second to relax. Well done. So you will feel your stabilizing leg as well. So that glute and that hamstring, you'll feel that fire up a little bit, which is perfect because it's holding you. It's doing a lot to actually support you. So we got to do the other side. Woohoo. All right, so let's set ourselves up again. So it's that left leg going to go back. Hands in position, up out of your shoulders. Extend that left leg back and up. Think about your abdominals being strong and your leg being long and strong. Now readjust your body so you feel strong and centered, and think both hips facing the floor. You're going to lift over to tap the left side of your mat, and then lift back up and over to tap the right side. Now, have a quick little look at my body. What I don't want to happen, and what people will do, is this kind of movement. I don't even know how to describe it. But try not to drop your belly. So think of that movement coming from your hip joint. A little bit of movement through your pelvis is fine, but don't intentionally drop to get higher. So continue lifting up and over to the left, up and over to the right. Think about your abdominals working harder as you lift the leg over. So it's taking that bit of movement through your body and trying to support you. Your leg doesn't have to go super high, but I want you to think hamstring and glute as you lift it. You'll feel inner thigh and outer glute as well. And we're going to hold it to the right side of the mat so it's crossed our body. Strong through the body, think draw your abdominals in and pulse the leg up for 10. Breathe. 8, feeling those inner thighs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We bring it back to the outside, pause. We externally rotate. So think about spinning your knee towards the ceiling. Think of pulse your baby toe up to the sky for 10, 9, center yourself, 8, 7, draw up through your abdominals, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back through center, down and relax. Well done. Take a little second. All right, if you'd like to take a little downward dog, that can also be a nice stretch here. But if you feel good, you can take a child's pose. And gently pop your knees back down. All right, so the good news is we are going side lying. All right, so we're going to lie onto our side. You can rest your head on your arm or your head in your hand, whatever feels good for you. I want a nice straight line through the body. So think of your top hip over your bottom hip. So they are stacked. Hand in front of your chest for balance. All right, so that will support you and use it. Now, what we want to do is pull up through our bottom waist. So imagine I can fit my hand underneath here. Now, depending on everyone's body shape, you might not really lift off the floor, but you'll feel a difference through your center. So have a feel of your abdominals and your obliques. You should feel like you're lifting. Also, have a quick look. So if my waist is down, you'll notice my top leg is shorter because my pelvis is having to tilt. So then when I lift my waist up, My two legs will go the same length, and I've also created equal length on both sides of my waist. If you're head in hand, you'll naturally push down just purely because the shape, but you can still pull up through your waist, so you can still get a little bit of that connection. But if this just feels better, that's perfect. All right, so pull that waist up off the floor, hand in front of chest. Think of both legs facing the same direction, so not one up, one down, and you can point or flex, whatever feels good. Take a deep breath. You're just going to exhale, lift the top leg up and control it back down. And again, lift just as high as suits and lower. Think about the glutes and think about the hips, but also think that you're working hard to control your body. Don't just dump your waist down. So check back in with it and see if you have that bit of a lift or that feeling of a lift. It's very different. Your lift of your leg will feel smaller when your waist is up, because if your waist goes down, you're purely tilting your pelvis to get your leg higher. So really make that hip work and think of abduction. So that idea of pulling away from the body. Can we go for 3 more? Can we go 2? Last one, and hold it at the top. You're going to bring it down halfway and bring that leg slightly in front so you can just see the tips of your toes. Spin your knee towards the floor and then spin your knee to the sky. Internal rotation, external rotation. In and out. For 4. Now try keep your hips stacked when you do this. For 3, don't let your hip fall forward. Think about your waist. 2. Woo, that glute. 1. Bring it back to center, and can we pulse it up from here? Just small lifts for 5, 4, breathe. 3, stack those hips. 2, 1, back to center. Gently leave it down. Oh my gosh. And tap that top knee to the floor in front. Give that bum a little bang out. Well done, lads. That was great. All right, where do we go from there? All right, so we are going lying onto our back before we go to our other side. So you are lying down, readjust your hair clips as needed. Don't lie on one of those like me. Right. Knees bent, feet flat. Think ankles roughly under your knees or slightly past them. I don't want heels into bum, so I want them slightly forward. So this is where we're going to get hamstring and glutes on. We're going to go glute bridging. All right, everyone who comes to me knows I'm a fan of a little glute bridge. Think of hamstrings, glutes, think of back of the body, and think of your abdominal connection here. We're going to go slowly, and we're going to think about that rolling motion through our spine. So you can either press your palms down or turn your palms to face your hips and press your baby fingers down. That can be kind of nice because it kind of opens up the shoulder joints and the chest a little bit. So I kind of like that since I started doing it. Feet in position and take a deep breath. We're going to move slowly. You're going to exhale to tuck your pubic bone towards your belly button. So now you're pressing your low back down as your pubic bone starts to tilt towards you. Then press into all 4 corners of your feet as you peel your bum up, your waistband up, rolling up through your sports bra, up to your shoulder blades, and staying here. Think about your pubic bone trying to tilt more towards your belly button. You'll feel your abdominals on, and you'll feel your glutes and hamstrings more. Take a deep breath. Soften the back of your ribs with your exhale as you go down. Think of rolling those ribs down, and then your sports bra, then your waistband, then your bum. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, tuck your pelvis, push your low back down, peel your bum up, peel your waistband, your sports bra, and pause at the top. Press into all 4 corners of your feet. So don't just go out to your baby toes. Press your big toes and your arches towards the floor as well, and you'll feel those hamstrings go, whoo. All right. Take a deep breath and think soften your ribs to roll down. So exhale and think, think ribs, waistband, bum, and down. Good. Now start to make it fluid. So think of that nice rolling motion. So take a deep breath. Exhale to peel up. Go as high as suits. Press all 4 corners down. Take a deep breath and think to roll down. Soften the ribs. Think, can you feel each part of your back move as you roll up? Can you really think about your hamstrings and glutes? And think about your tailbone tucked in to protect your lower back. If you're feeling lower back at the top, I want you to tuck your pubic bone. So think of this first movement, pubic bone to belly button, and you're pressing your low back down. Think of that movement when you're at the top. Even though you'll actually be just a straight line, you're still tucking pubic bone towards belly button. You'll feel a lot more hamstring and glute. You won't feel as much pressure there, but you'll feel more work here. Can we go 2 more? Tuck and roll. If you can get that idea of softening your ribs, it's really nice to come down because you don't feel as stressed to come down. Stay here at the top if it suits on your last one. Now, only if it suits, you can rest or continue with your rolls. You're going to lift your right leg towards the ceiling if it suits. You're going to flex your foot, lower your leg so your 2 knees are beside each other. Point your leg and lift. Flex to lower, point and lift. Now, lift your right hip higher to the sky. So right hip lifts higher. Last one. Leg up. Gently change your foot and transfer the weight nice and smooth. You'll always have one foot slightly stronger than the other, so take your time. This is my bad leg on the ground. So lift your left hip higher, flex your foot lower, point your toes, lift. So the idea is keeping your 2 hips level, but it's one leg doing the work. So heel down, toes up. I think left leg higher, left hip higher. We go 1 more. Heel, toes, foot down, reset yourself at the top. Take a deep breath. Exhale to roll down, soften your ribs, waistband, your bum, and take a little second to relax. Woo! My little hamstring starting to cramp. Well done, and hug your knees towards your chest. Well done. Okay, so your spine should actually feel quite nice at this point. Even though it's worked, it's also mobilized, so that should feel good. So the good news is we got to do our other side with our side lying leg lift, all right? So if you want to just spin around, of course you can, all right? We are going to set ourselves up and we're lying on our right arm, all right? Now, we are thinking of a nice long straight line down through our body. So think of our ear, our shoulder, our hip, and ankles in line. Again, pull your bottom waist up off the floor and you create length in both legs. All right, so think even length in both waists. Sorry, I can't speak. And you'll feel your abdominals and obliques on a lot more. Put your left hand in front of your chest for balance. Remember, you can always come up onto your hand if that feels better. Think of both feet in the same direction, so you don't want one up, one down. And you can point or flex, whatever feels good for you. All right, squeeze the bum and the leg. So think the whole body is strong here. Take a deep breath. Exhale to lift the top leg and control it down. So think exhale on the effort. But you can adjust your breath if it feels better for the other way. Now check back in with your bottom waist. Do you have it lifted, or are you kind of still pulling it up off the floor as best you can, or have you let it dump down just to try get a higher lift? So think draw up through your waist, and it's going to make such a difference through the movement. Think of your whole body strong to keep you balanced as well. Can we go for 4? Think about that glute, lifting that leg away from the body, and think of movement from your hip joint. For 2, last one, lift it up, and you're going to bring it halfway down. You're going to bring your toes so they're slightly in front, that you can see your tippy toes just in front of you. Rotate your knee down, rotate your knee up, down, and up. And check back in with your waist. Can you reach your hand under your waist? Think about your hips being stacked, so try not to let that left hip fall forward. Good. Can we go for 4? For 3, if you're new to me, I cannot count. Think spin your knee down, spin your knee up. Last one, spin it down, spin it up, bring it back to center. Pause. Again, we're going to pulse it up for 5 if we got it. 3. Think baby toe up. Last one. Back to center and gently down. Woo! Let that left knee touch the ground in front. Give your bum a little bang out. Well done. Take a little second. And guys, we are finished our glute focus quick Pilates style workout. I hope you enjoy, and we'll catch you again for another one. Bye.